Well, greetings again. This is Dr. Bill Wyatt with the American Orthodontic Society, and our headquarters is in Grapevine, Texas. And we've got a nice facility there, and if you can learn this stuff, and what my portion of our deal is to spread this stuff over the whole world. It's the best method of doing orthodontics I know of, and you can make any movement of the teeth you want to using this Straightwise organization and how we do it. So watch what we want to do today. You can bring teeth up and down, you can open space, you can keep from increasing the vertical height of the face. Learn how to use these bonded blocks. And I've got videos showing you how to do the whole thing all the way through. So let's get started on this real quick, and we'll try to run through it, and I'm going to mess up your time. Don't just thumb through it. Try to learn what we're doing here. And so we're sending this out now, and let me get this going. Now this young man came in, and he had a crossbite. It was a real crossbite. I mean, it's one of the worst I've ever seen. The vertical height of the face is fine. His face is a little rotated to one side, and no big problem there. He's got good looking hair, all that. Now he opens up his mouth, and you see him smile a little bit. But let me show you what he got. Now this tooth, this central on the left side of the mouth was outside, and it went up like this, and across. We could not make the model without breaking the thing off, and I should have glued it back on there so we could show you where it went. Now this is that's the central. The lateral now goes up behind that tooth on the other side of the mouth, and we're going to have to open this mouth to bring this tooth out here and line them all up like that and get it going. Now watch what happens to these teeth over here when we open this, and this is learning how you can move the teeth up and down. You just don't realize how much you can move them, and you don't have to worry about it. They'll come back together and flatten out again. Now he got up and left before I got totally finished in here. Now look how these teeth are together over here. So we're going to put a bonded block on and open this up where we can get this tooth outside of that and move this back in. And we had to open his mouth up, looked like a half inch here at one time. He was missing the tooth back here, so we're going to take a defective one here and bring this forward. What we were planning to do. This is a whole, you never get a case that's just got one problem. And when we use the Straightwise, it's straight to the problem that you got, or to the problems. One than can have more than one problem. Now, the other side of the mouth, the tooth had a bad problem here, and we was missing this tooth, so we took this tooth out down here. Now, we're going to come in and going to put some blocks on them, and it probably, we could have waited till we extracted till they get those teeth away. Now, this is a double crossbite now. This other teeth come up in between here like this and over on the other side. All right, we take the 6-year molars out. They were defective and they were pretty bad shape, and since he was missing these up here, we will take this out. He had excellent wisdom teeth, so we're going to do away with that, move these teeth forward into that space. Now we got pretty well along with this. He's 17 years old. when we started this thing. This was 1983, December of 83, and we went through this, and I got close to the finish, and he just took off, and we never saw it. We could never get anything. We wrote letters and everything, but we had him far enough where it wouldn't have been any big problem for this. Now watch what we happened. We put one block in there. So we're going to come in and put a block, I think it's over on this side, and it opens his mouth. Now we've just extracted the teeth and went ahead and we put the block on it. And we were up above, we were kind of bringing these teeth forward where he already had the teeth missing. And we're going to put the block over on the right. I think that's the left side, though, let me see. All right. We take it out on the bottom, and we're going to bring these teeth forward here and bring the wisdom tooth up and close the space. So there's a double deal in this case. And the dental schools do not teach this. At least Baylor didn't. They would have put something else in there or just left the defective tooth and then take out the good wisdom tooth, which was a shame. So, okay, here we go. We put these little brackets on here. Back here gives us a bigger, better bracket space. These broad teeth, we use double-sided brackets, you know, to get deal. Down on the bottom, we use single brackets, and these little weighing brackets give us a greater inner bracket space. And we've got this little twisted wire. The name of it is Wildcat wire, and we started with that. Now, okay, we put a block over here, and we open these teeth right here. There's several, 2 or 3 or 4 months passed before we got this tooth across this deal, and we're opening that up and bringing that through. These teeth came together while we had this block out here. We had a big gap over here to start with. They moved together. And people don't realize how much the teeth will go up and down, and you can, when you get through, these teeth can go down, and this tooth, they'll come down, and they took all their chewing will be over here. These will come together, and the thing will level up like that. I don't think I got to finish it totally. All right, we got this tooth moved apart in here and bringing this lateral in from the double crossbite, and this one of these was coming up underneath the other side, and we got it straightened out and room for it to come through, and we had a gap over here on this side of the mouth about a ½ inch, and people just do not realize how much the teeth will move. And this is why we call this the orthodontics of the future. You can go up and down with teeth and level this thing out, and nature will do the deal. And when you get through that, don't worry about this. All these teeth are taking the force, and they will move up apart, and these don't have it, and they'll come together, and the thing will level out like that. Now, people, this is not taught, to my knowledge, in any dental school, any orthodontic part. And if you want to come back to the headquarters for the American Orthodontic Society, they can teach you how to do this stuff. And you can learn it in foreign countries where I am going to all over the world with this, and you can learn it there if you just study it enough. But it's good to have somebody kind of get over and show you exactly what to do to get it done. So we open up this gap, and this too, we're bringing it through, and then you're going to have to change the torque on it and bring the root forward in here, so you have to learn how to torque the teeth right there. So we put these bonded blocks on the bottom. Over here we had, this one almost tube tie. We got this side open, then we close that out. All right, we get it over. We bring the teeth in. We got a gap over here, looks like 1/2 inch. And the teeth move down on one side and separate together. When we first started, he was chewing over here, and now he's chewing on this side. And now we're going to take this out, and he's going to have a big gap over there. Except the guy, we had it all done. Now this side, we've lined all this up again, got the tooth in place. This one, we're coming through the gap, and we'll bring it in, and we'll put torque, a rectangular wire in here. We have a certain amount of torque like that. You put in there and it'll pull. You'll have to bend that up. Well, let's see if it goes the other way like that. You have to bend it over. And when you engage it, it's like that. That makes this root come out right here. Erase that down on the bottom. I did it the wrong way there. And it'll bring the root of the tooth out like this. It'll move it right out and line all this stuff up. And you think you can't do that, but you can. And anybody working on young people ought to know how to do these things. And you can do it. And this is what we call the straight wise orthodontics. It's straight wire, but it's on past straight wire. It's a lot better. You can make any movement of the teeth that you want to. As far as I know, there's no movement. Nobody's given me one that I couldn't figure out a way to make the teeth move, regardless how old they are. I mean, from the grave to, from the cradle to the grave, we move it like that. All right, we got that tooth over. And now he's chewing over here, and he's got a big gap on this side. Now when we take that thing off, you can stick his tongue through. It's almost a 1/2 inch down here. Some people look at that and say, my God, you've ruined this deal. Don't worry about it at all. Nature, well, these teeth are going to go down, these are going to come up, they're going to come together. While they're moving in this direction, these other teeth are moving in the opposite direction. The pressure's over here, these teeth will be intruded, but they don't go down the bone. The bone moves with the teeth. These teeth are not shoved up in the bone. It looks like it a little bit there. If they are not, they will come down, the bone will come with them. But the guy got up and disappeared before I had him quite finished. Now you see, it's almost together coming over here, and these teeth are going up, these are going down, these are coming down, these are going up, and the thing will level out on its own. And you let nature do its part in the orthodontics. That's where people were thinking, my God, I mean, this you can't close that gap. You don't try to close it. Just let the teeth chew it together again, and these will go up, and these will come, these will go down, these go up, these go up, these go down over here, and they'll level out. Now it's getting a little closer to that level part over here, and now we've got all this lined up right here, and it's leveling out, and this is, we're closing this gap, this is coming together, his wisdom teeth will come forward and fill that in, and then bang, he is gone, he takes off. We wrote letters, we tried everything to get a hold of the guy, and he will go somewhere, and I don't know that the person where he goes will say, well, we may have to bridge this. Leave it alone. Bring this forward. That's closing space on adults or in the young people, you can close these spaces too much easier and quicker. And we can do this with orthodontics. And this boy, I'm just sorry he took off. We could have finished him a beautiful set of teeth, and if he had brought that done, if he had stayed around. But he took off. So I'm going to say we have other cases where we do this, and you can see this in a lot of other fields. I'll show one more where we fill the back end up where the teeth were missing. So I'm going to say goodbye on this one, and we'll show you another case where we filled up the back with where the teeth, and we're moving them up and down like that. And you can move them this way, you can close them up, you can hold these and move one side forward, or you can hold these and pull these forward, and you can just do all sorts of things with people's teeth as long as they live. And I will stand on that, and maybe AI will show this later on in God. I have been doing this for over 60 years. I'm 96 years old, and in April I'll be 97. If the Lord lets me live that long, I'm going to try to finish this out so everybody anywhere in the world can see what we're doing here with these teeth. And that ought to be taught in the dental schools, and for goodness sakes, the pediatric dentists that are being trained need to be taught about 20 or 25 things you do while they're growing up. You don't wait till they're 14 or 12 and start them. And I have preached that for years. So I'm going to say goodbye on this, and we'll come back and show you another one.